What's going on, car guys and car gals? It's Lou Ramirez.
And it's Frelin Arts.
And we are brewing solutions with this multi-car guy coffee brewing solutionary. The one, the only, Greg Ashe. Welcome back to the show, brother.
Oh, morning, gents. It's always good to see you, my friend. You know, one of my favorite things to do with this guy is to break bread with him. It's not just the fact that he is a connoisseur of great food and great restaurants and understands how to put a menu together for people, but it's the conversations that we have around that, people, the gatherings, the networking, the connections that happen because of us doing that together with you. And I always appreciated that about you, brother.
Oh, you're welcome.
You are somebody since day one that's always opened your arms to us, say, yo, come on out, let's have some fun together. And man, I appreciate you. And of course, you're always gracious enough to come grace the camera with us and have some fun. You know, we didn't get to see you, or we didn't get to hang out and do one at Digital Dealer. I know we had to leave a little early. A lot of things were happening, but you know, we got him here right now, folks, just for you all. So let's have some fun today.
Let's do it. Yeah. So out here at DealerConnect 2025, everybody, we are on day 2 of the event, and Greg's having the opportunity to mingle, to talk, to chat, to get some more conversation going. But tell us, after day 1, somewhat of what you're feeling about this particular event, and why is it something that you had to be a part of outside of it being so close to home?
Well, it's still a 5-hour drive, so I don't know about close to home, but I like the idea of a conference focused on AI and what it can do for the industry, what it's already done for the industry, what its downfalls are, how it should be used. And I like that it's starting the conversation, bringing in a bunch of bright minds from various different companies that have, you know, stepped into the AI sandbox and are trying to find their way. You know, as we kicked off yesterday, we went through, you know, the last 30 years of the internet, and, you know, AI is essentially taking us back to, you know, 1998, 1999, the early dawn of the internet. There's going to be some downfalls to it. There's going to be some mistakes made. But just the fact that we have 200 plus individuals here that are trying to better the industry by utilizing new technology, it makes it really interesting. It spawns great conversation, you know, across a bunch of great minds and like-minded people. So I'm very excited. Had a great day yesterday. Obviously, we broke bread last night with about 20 other folks. So I like the networking and the communication and everyone, you know, looking for the betterment of today's technology.
Heck yeah. And the keynote last night, very, very.
For the record, it's Joe Thiesman.
Right?
Hey, you know.
But what a story, though. You know,
great story.
An adjustment to just pronunciation of your own name to work with branding. What all did you think of that awesome keynote? That was one of the best keynote sessions I've been to in a while.
Amazing,
including ours.
Amazing speak, the way he carried the room, the way he interacted with the room, the way he took down Ohio fans, unfortunately.
Yeah, that was funny, man. Like he really got on Dave Spinacki yesterday about being a Browns fan. I loved how he walked up to him and he said, "Hey," he goes, "You're a Browns fan." He goes, "I want you to see this. This is something that you'll never see. It's a Super Bowl ring.
Your kids will never see it either."
Yeah, he goes, "You got kids?" Yeah, they're never going to see one either.
No, great keynote. You know, touched on a lot of important things from, you know, running a business, attitude, working as a team. You know, employees aren't employees; they're partners, and you know, if you look out for them, they're going to look out for you. All in all, you know, fantastic keynote.
Yeah, no, crushed it. Great, like you said, great stage presence, all the above. You couldn't ask for a better way to finish the day 1 with him. You know, I think everybody was excited. It was everybody in there. I didn't see anybody leave. Everybody wanted to sit there and just listen to him because he kept it engaging. For 45 minutes, he kept it moving, kept it engaging, and he got people involved. And then the questions at the end, he was answering them graciously, answering some really cool questions.
Giving stories in between. It was just great interaction.
Yeah, very, very much so. And it was cool because for me, I'm a football fan. And even though he was slightly before my fandom became massive,
that's because you're too young,
right? but he's part of that history. I remember him being a young kid, and I actually remember when that whole story when he broke his leg. I remember that, and I was very young, but that's the year that I started watching football. And it was like, okay, cool. So it was neat to hear say it from his perspective. I forgot that it was LT who did that. I just remember that it was, you know, Thiesman, of course, he goes by Theismann, right? But
Hey.
but hearing that story was really cool, and then to hear what he talked to Lawrence later about it, and how they realized, like even Lawrence, and one of my favorite things was Lawrence said, "Yeah, it changed my life too. It made me realize that every day mattered. Like it could be over today. Like it could literally be my last day playing football, and you have to take advantage and be your best every day." And that was a powerful statement. When he said that, I was like, God, way to put that together.
Yep.
Joe, you really wrapped that in a freaking great job.
Great job. Bravo.
Hopefully you watch this. And
Yeah, but
see all the praise we're giving you.
Yeah, no doubt. But at the same time, this room and these people here, this is next level. It's the first of this event. I know there's going to be another one. There's going to be multiple of these, I'm sure, and it's going to get bigger. No different than I'm probably sure some of the first internet events that went together. Yep. People were kind of like, yeah, kind of, and then they started realizing, oh, this is serious. And AI, I think everybody realizes it's serious, but I think a lot of people are confused. What do you think is one of the biggest confusions that people have with AI right now?
AI.
Yeah, it's
okay, I like that.
I would say the difference between machine learning, what's machine learning versus what is AI. There's a lot of folks that are calling machine learning AI, maybe just because it's sexier.
Shorter.
AI is artificial intelligence. There's a lot of scripting and prompting to, if consumer says this, your response needs to be this, rather than giving AI the ability to learn the industry itself. Mm-hmm. Don't get me wrong, it's a significantly longer world to get there, and to be able to release a product. But if you're prompting and scripting every possible question and answer, all you're really trying to do is human mimic, rather than let something learn and grow and be productive in the industry. And I'm probably going to piss a lot of people off with that statement, but that's my personal belief.
I actually think that's a very good perspective. I don't think I've heard someone say it that way. Because a lot of people talk about prompting, adding this, making it sound like this, instead of letting it get the data and determine, hey, this is what we build.
Build a core, obviously with guardrails in place and things of that nature.
Yes, we don't want another Terminator.
And then let it evolve from there. And again, I understand it takes significantly longer to teach AI and give it training materials and things of that nature and interact with it to get there versus, hey, here's 10,000 prompts or 10,000 scripts that you need to abide by. It adds too much of a robotic nature to AI, which consumers don't want to feel like they're talking to a robot. They want to feel like they're interacting with some type of human, if you will. We've all called in a bank or whatever have you, and all you want to do is talk to a human being.
Give me a person. Give me an operator. Speak to person.
And by the fifth time you're saying it, your blood pressure's through the roof because you're not getting what you want out of the AI. Well, that's what prompting and scripting does. It doesn't allow, that human interaction. And sometimes it's just because somebody wants to be heard. It's not necessarily that the AI couldn't do it. So I also think understanding where the AI to human handoff is extremely important. And I'm not pointing any fingers at anybody or anything like that in the AI space. I mean, I'm just happy that a lot of the companies in what I'll call my industry is, I'm not technically automotive, I'm data and technology, that they're putting attempts forward to embrace the technology, trying to find the ways that it's going to work. And shout out to the dealers that are want to be bleeding edge and willing to test these products and understanding that there are going to be a few pitfalls along the way, but we need those early adopters in order for the technology to grow.
So true. And you talked about the technology evolving, and we're evolving to it. Right? 100%. We are completely reshaping how it is that we approach getting things done and communicating with the computer. How do you see our evolution as an industry right now concerning AI? Because there is a lot of shaking, there is a lot of talking. It is one of the most talked about topics out there, but actually still somewhat the least understood still, right? And we're trying to get a I guess some sort of a consensus on it, what to do. That's why everybody's here. But how do you see overall the evolution inside of automotive right now towards it?
Oh, I'm going to piss people off with this one too.
Bring it, let's go.
Again, I think a lot of the folks that are using AI in the automotive industry are trying to human mimic. They're trying to use AI for appointment setting or things of that nature, trying to replace BDAs with AI. I understand the cost savings behind it. I understand AI doesn't call out of work. AI doesn't go to the bathroom. AI doesn't take a smoke break. AI doesn't go to lunch. But my belief is where I think we should start with AI in any industry, but we'll talk about automotive, is having AI be more of a concierge to the consumer during the car buying experience, in order to gather information on what a consumer is shopping for, what their position is, potentially what their trade is, interacting with trade tools that are either on the website or a third party.
And we're back, folks. Sorry about
Welcome
that
back.
little stitch, but you were just saying, man, it was great stuff. Rewind, flip it back, let's do that again. I know, but it was really good stuff.
I think AI should be used as more of a concierge to gather data to make the car buying experience better. You go through that, your hours upon hours of online research, online shopping, and either what vehicle you want, and it's just down to options and maybe a test drive, or maybe it's a comparison between two. You want to test drive two. But you go into the dealer, you meet with your sales guy, you're regurgitating, or summarizing, your hours of online shopping experience, and you're saying, okay, well, here's my trade again. Here's, here's my financial situation. This is what I have to put down, so on and so forth. It's a repetitive nature that I don't feel that is truly necessary. We could use AI to garner that data, bring it into the CRM, whether it be through, a hyperlink and a fact sheet or a dossier or whatever you want to refer to it as, and make the salesman more informed before the appointment. I think that leads to, a much easier buying experience. I believe it allows the executive team at the dealership, the owner principals, the GMs, to convey a more static message about their dealership throughout that process as well. Two people could walk into the same dealership, have the same experience, but with two different salespeople, and walk away with different feelings about that dealership. So AI would allow you to have more of a consistent messaging and conversational piece from mid funnel to bottom funnel to when they come in store. So I personally believe that's how we should be utilizing AI. I understand why we're using it the way we are in the industry, but if anyone has ever known me, I'm completely against the grain on everything for the most part.
In a good way. In a good way, folks.
But I think we can get tons of knowledge and tutelage out of that concierge experience with the consumer, so that we have better applications as we move into the lead response, as we move into the final steps, getting that consumer into the door. So again, my 2 cents. You like it, great.
I'll take those 2 cents and take them in my pockets. I'm telling you, that makes sense. It is that whole process. It's there to help us, enhance us, not to take over. Like Lou said it on stage yesterday, and we believe is that it's the technology is not here to replace people, but it's going to be the people who are using this technology that are going to be replacing you, right? And that's what you need to be embracing, is understanding it, learning more about it, trial and error, and get to it. Like you said, I love how dealers the ones that are in the forefront now, trying to learn a tool, trying to get better with the tool, they're going to be light years ahead because they're going through all the stuff that doesn't work. They're going through all the things that don't make sense. They're figuring out that like prompting isn't the only way to do it, right? Matter of fact, I love your point on that. I really do. But at the same time, as salespeople, that gives us confidence. Like, I know that if I can go to my CRM and it'll pull up, hey, I want to call Mr. Johnson. It pulls up everything that was ever put in there, but it gives me all the key stuff of why I should be calling them right now. So the confidence level for me goes way up, which means I'm going to have a better chance of getting them to set an appointment, getting them to come in and buying a car from me, or going through the process with me, I should say, right? And that, at the end of the day, that's all you really want is opportunities. But a lot of times, salespeople, they get scared to even dial because they don't know what to dial for. They're like, okay, I got a customer that wants to buy a car, but I don't even really. They like the Honda Civic. Cool. All right, but if they tell me that they don't, that's the car's not here, lost. If it's not exactly what they were looking for, we don't have any black ones. I don't know what to say.
And what did they say last time we were on the phone?
Yeah.
Oh,
And
I forgot.
I don't
What
remember.
was that?
I don't remember.
Yeah,
Oh, that's why
any
they
of that.
had kids. Oh, gosh,
Oh,
I forgot.
man.
Oh, yeah, I'm supposed to call them back in a week because not today because they're on vacation right now, and I should have put that in my notes, right? So, or I should have read my notes, but instead it'll prompt it and say, hey, don't call them now. Call them after this date. And that's the thing that if you start to use these tools, those are the benefits. Like for daily purpose for me, I'm very minimal with my AI usage right now, right? I'm using it more and more, and I'm very excited about using it. But even I'm like, man, I could learn to use this tool so much better. I should be building a tool with this tool, right? All these things are going through my head. But that's just because I'm interested now. Now I understand. I see the change, right? I feel the change. I want the change. I got to just start taking action towards it. And if I start taking action, I'm going to start seeing rewards. And when I see rewards, I'm locked in. And that's the key. You got to get your team to start seeing rewards. You have to see rewards, dealer, before you get there. But you have to take action first, or you won't see any rewards.
Well, speaking of taking action, folks, we are here taking action.
Oh, we got to probably get him off. Yeah.
In this conference, it's time to kick things off. We're so thankful for any bit of time that we get the chance to spend with you, Greg, and of course, get more footage with you. Again, the most interviewed, interbrewed solutionary out there, our good friend. So thankful. Cheers to you, brother. So appreciate coming to an event that we get the chance to hang out with you. Seriously.
Love seeing you guys.
Yeah, it's beyond just breaking bread. You're an awesome brother to us.
Brother.
We appreciate the love always. And car guys, car gals, you know what we got to do. We got to forgive, focus, fly. We got to keep growing. And let's rock out. DealerConnect 2025. Let's forgive, focus, fly. On 3, 1, 2, 3. Forgive, focus, fly, and keep growing, keep growing. Thank you so much for brewing with us on the Car Guy Coffee Podcast. I'm Lou Ramirez.
And I'm Fred Lenartz.
And we've been brewing with the one, the only, Greg Ashe. See you guys later. Peace.